We have a great show for you today. We're going to mainly talk about the Democratic National Convention and the overall feel that we got from it. So, a lot of people have already been saying it, and I absolutely agree that this is by far one of the most substantiveless conventions in history, from what I can tell. I mean, like at its best, as I described before, when I was talking to y'all about it, it at its best, the convention did address many of the deep problems that we have right now, but like it stopped there. Like like it described in details like the problems, but like it did not have detailed ideas about what we would do. I guess and we're gonna talk about this in a minute. Like the closest thing was like what Joe Biden said he was gonna do about COVID, like when he takes over, and like if COVID is still as big of a problem as it is now. And so yeah, like I said, it was relatively substantiveless, and I feel like there was way too many musical numbers in it. Not hating on the musical numbers. A lot of people, like as I mentioned before, really didn't like the Billy Porter Stephen Stills number, even though I thought it was cool, mostly because I just really like the song. It's one of the most famous songs to come out of the Vietnam era. It's a very, very prominent protest song. So like I just have a soft spot for it, and plus like I like both Billy Porter and Stephen Stills a lot. But like I can definitely understand why people were saying like we gotta cut it with like the the musical numbers. And overall, like it did show that the Dem Party is definitely trying to cater to the Hollywood type demographic, like the demographic that really cares what Hollywood thinks, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, really, like at least off the top of my head. So what were your all's like overall thoughts on the DNC?
I do agree that was more so infomercial. I really did like about it that it did go into really controversial issues and issues we need to address in our country. But the fact is, many of the speeches kind of common theme was Joe Biden's going to fix it all.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, it felt like a presentation of liberal Twitter to white suburbia. It struck me as very out of touch. That's really all I can add.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did feel it was trying to talk to like the quote American people, but it was just so like corny how they did it.
Yeah. They did have, yeah, I did like how they were able to, bring more testimony in from like normal people, because like in a typical like stage format, like, they usually do the convention, they're not really able to do that. And like they might bring a couple other people in, like similar to how like in the State of the Union addresses, the president has like a number of different people sitting in the like like sitting in the audience. So like it was nice how they were able to do that, and like it there's a lot of good that came from that, because like even though like there was really like big elements of the DNC that really showed how out of touch the Democratic Party, at least as an organization, is. But it is nice that they are trying to get like they're actually like trying to listen to what the American people have to say about it, even though there is this disconnect about what they should do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that absolutely. But the thing is, I felt like when they were doing charging to American people, I felt like they were kind of choosing people. They were literally choosing people who literally would vote for Biden.
Like not just like vote for Biden, but like sycophantically.
Yes,
Because yeah,
which was kind of like made it more so like
it made it seem more
I don't want to say
disingenuous.
propaganda like, but yeah, like it did sound disingenuous and like it was very biased.
They did everything they could to avoid addressing Joe Biden's record. It felt like they were
Yeah.
painting a brand new portrait
Yeah,
of him.
Yeah.
definitely. As this and especially how they did this. was like using, oh, he treats common people with respect. You
Mhm.
should treat everybody with respect. Doesn't mean someone's going to advocate for you.
Yeah, and for
Yeah.
several minutes they went on about how he took the bus a lot. I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of strange.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
using that to like kind of illustrate like how he feels a connection with ordinary people.
Right.
I thought it was just more or less fluff and no substance.
Yeah.
But,
Like there are
yeah.
many, like if you live in a larger city, there are many middle class Americans who take the bus, train to work.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely seemed like it did seem like they're actively avoiding talking about Joe Biden's personal record, because even though like COVID did present its own set of problems, a lot of what COVID did as far as like we're like, where that's concerned, is it more or less kind of amplified the problems that already existed. And Joe Biden did have a relatively like big role in like he was very much part of that neoliberal world order that led to many of the problems that we're facing today. And the thing that is brought up the most is his he not just his vote for the crime bill, but he wrote it, and that has very much contributed to mass incarceration, which is often referred to as the modern day Jim Crow. And, Joe Biden also, I think, voted for the repeal of Glass-Steagall, which definitely contributed to many of our financial problems as well. And that's just like barely scratching the surface of how terrible his record is in those regards.